All right, I'm gonna give you the best money-making formula for a dentist. So if you're a dentist, like many of you are here on this channel, you're gonna see that this is the ultimate formula to make money doing dentistry and beyond. So it's a simple 3-step formula, and you'll see if you go through it in every single step, you're gonna be able to optimize your revenue, make more money throughout your career, and utilize and pick projects and CE and things that you do in your practice that are specifically going to boost revenue through your career. So let's just jump into it. I'm going to give you the 3-step sequence, and I'm going to show you exactly how to make more money in each of these steps. Let's jump into the whiteboard here and let's just rock and roll, right? So I'm going to move this up. All right, so there's 3 simple steps required here in this process. The first one is you gotta learn it. So let's just write that down. You have to learn it. I'm gonna put this whole thing down. I'm gonna explain everything around this. Learn it. What do I mean by this? And then we'll go to the next step here. Learning it essentially means that whatever procedure you wanna do in your practice, you wanna do more implants, you wanna do more veneers, you wanna do more gum grafts, you wanna do more overdentures or all-on-4, or whatever it is that you wanna do more of in your practice. And you should pick a procedure that's going to have a high impact value, meaning that your patients are going to get the most out of you learning this stuff because you're going to be able to offer this in your practice. That procedure is also something that you can charge a premium for. So if you learn that procedure, you take the CE courses, you read the books, you get some experience, you get some mentorship from someone. If you start doing that, now you've learned what you can then apply in your practice. So you're taking what you learn and now you are doing it, okay? So you learn it and then you do it. Now you think, oh gosh, Ranesh, this is not rocket science. Learn it and do it. What do you mean by this? Well, simple as this. You have to do it to the level that you're going to master it. But you don't only just do it for the sake of doing it, but you do it with the vision and the future vision of that eventually you're going to show somebody else how to do the thing that you've just learned. So I'm going to put that in there. You have to do it like you've mastered it, okay? Now, this doesn't mean it's going to take you 20 years to master something or 10 years to master it. Look, you just have to do it to the level where you're like, God, I feel comfortable with this. I'm getting great results in my practice. My patients love it. I'm getting revenue results. It's growing the office. This is excellent. That's what I mean by mastering it. So you learn it, then you do it, but then here's the other thing. You gotta then teach it, all right? So let's put that down. I'm gonna go over with you exactly what I mean by this. And some of you thinking, I'm not a teacher. Let me tell you, everybody can teach something that they know. So learn it, do it, and teach it. Now, when I say teach it, it can come in the form of, one-to-one. You can just show another doctor how to do it, one-to-one. It could come in the form of courses, right? Courses. It could come in the form of in-person, right? In person, they come to your office and you show them. It can come through vendors, right? You team up with the vendor and you're like, hey, this is what we can do together. It could just come from you doing online training as well, right? So there's so many avenues to this. So as you teach it, there's so many ways to teach it. One-on-one, a course, you can do in person, you can do a vendor, you can do all that stuff. But you're teaching this from the standpoint of, I've learned something new, I've applied it in my practice, and I know you over there are getting started. And I'm over here, and you're just here. I want to shorten the learning curve for you. Now, here's what's going to happen. Anytime you shorten the learning curve for someone else, it forces you to learn it even deeper, and you become even more of a master at this. So now you're like, gosh, I'm even more of a master at this because now I know it even better because I'm teaching it. So this process of learning it, then doing it, but you're also doing it with the vision that you're going to teach this someday to someone that really needs to learn it. So you teach it, and there's so many different ways to teach it, right? You can link up with that vendor, you can link up with your local network of dentists, but you charge for that, right? You charge a premium for that. You charge a fee for that for them to learn it, right? You could even have them come into your office, right? But each of these steps requires, for you to learn it, you got to pay, right? For you to do it, the patient has to pay, right? There's revenue here, so you make more money in your office. And then for another doctor to learn it, they got to pay to learn it from you. So it's a beautiful sequence because it requires you to level up and say, hey, the better I know how to treat and care for my patients, I'm going to be more motivated to kind of do this, because if I master this, I can actually teach it to my fellow clinicians, my peers, my doctors. And if you can teach it to them, then there's so many ways that you can teach it to them, right? There's different ways. It's going to actually motivate you to learn it even better. And this is a sequence that you should apply to everything you do in your office. Anytime you take a CE course, ask yourself, hey, I'm learning this. Check. Am I going to do this in my office? Absolutely. Do not take CE courses on procedures or things you think are cool and you just never do them. It's a waste of time to know something and to not do it, right? So when you start doing it, every time you start doing it, the goal should always be, I want to get good at this. You don't have to get to a point where you're like the best in the world at it, but you have to get to the point where you're getting results for your patients, where you're generating revenue, you have some nice outcomes, and now other doctors are saying, hey, how do you do this? And now you level up and you show them how to do it. And you can charge a fee for all this stuff. This is an easy and effective cycle for you to make more and more revenue and have even more of an impact for your patients, for your own personal growth, and for your ability to give back and to teach your local network of dentists, your peers, your colleagues. It's really rewarding to do something like this, because now every time you learn something, you're just like, oh, this is going to be awesome, because eventually if I get good enough at this, I can teach my peers. That's why you see so many of these doctors, they're lecturing, they're speaking, they're doing that, because it adds a brand new flavor of ambition, of creativity into their lineup, into their career. So why not you? Why not learn it, do it, and teach it? It's possible if you go through these steps, and if you start looking at everything you do in your practice from this step of like, God, this is going to lead to this is going to lead to this, and I get to do all of this. And when you get to do all this, you also get to connect with so many of your peers, your colleagues. It's just such a rewarding place to be, and it makes you more money, and more importantly, it makes you money doing things that you love to do while helping people out. So if this made sense to you, if you think you're going to get to your practice this week and start thinking about learning it, doing it, and teaching it, let me know in the comments. Let me know if this was helpful. As always, I love making these videos for you. I will see you in the next one. Live inspired.